What are the Astros accused of?
Well, they're accused of using electronics, specifically a camera in center field, to steal signs. We all know that stealing signs is part of the game, and it's mutual agreement that if you do so in the course of, the natural events of the game, runner on second base, you see the pitcher's tipping his pitches by the way he grips the ball, people don't have a problem with that. It's when you introduce devices and schemes that there's definitely a problem, both ethically and in today's game, actually, illegally, because Rob Manfred, the commissioner at MLB, cracked down on this before this season began and basically said, let's crack down on the use of technology to steal signs, because I think it had been pretty prevalent. So they're definitely in trouble here with the commissioner. And the big news here is that you have a player who was on the 2017 Astros named on the record, Mike Fiers, saying, this is what we did back then, and it was wrong.
Do you have any problem with Fiers saying this, not only to his teammates, but then eventually Ken Rosenthal?
No, I don't. I mean, he made it clear that once he went to both the Tigers and the A's after he left Houston, that he had to let his teammates know, hey, guys, when we're going to Houston, heads up, be extremely careful with your signs. Things are going on there. So, no, I mean, this is what happens if you are engaged in these activities, you run the risk that at some point it's going to come to light. Now, it's taken a couple of years. And I should add that back in 2017, Dan, we didn't have these protocols in place about the use of technology. I mean, it was technology advanced at a faster pace, and MLB got their arms around it. That's why games slowed down. That's why you heard about the use of an Apple Watch in the Red Sox dugout. They were fined. The Astros themselves were fined for surveilling the dugouts of the Indians in the Red Sox. So all this was going on before the protocols were put in place, and they were quite specific this year about putting the protocols in and essentially threatening clubs that if you do violate it, you are going to be disciplined.
But what kind of punishment do you think the commissioner is going to hand down to the Astros?
Well, it all depends if they can identify intent and a specific person. If they find there's actually a specific person who is running this scheme, that person literally has their baseball career on the line. I'm not saying this rises to the level of what got the death penalty in terms of baseball career for John Capalella, the Braves GM, with some of the infractions regarding signing of international free agents. But there's no question here that if there is intent that someone specifically and intentionally went outside of these rules that Manfred put in place, that person could be in jeopardy in terms of his life, in terms of his career in baseball. Otherwise, you're talking about definitely fines. We've seen that done before the protocols were put in place. Loss of draft pick, which he has hinted at would be a part of a discipline. Again, it all depends on how specific they can nail this down in terms of intent and individuals.
But if they find the guy whose job was to bang on the garbage can, then they found their man. Do you think that A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Astros, knew about this?
Probably not. I mean, it's possible that he did, but I'm not saying that he did. It takes me back to the days of the steroid era where people thought, well, guys were using steroids, so everybody must have known. Well, no, when you're engaged in these kind of activities, you do it in a clandestine fashion so that as few people know about it as possible. Now, obviously, Mike Fiers knew about it. I'm assuming, on the days he wasn't pitching, he was sitting there in the dugout.
Well, wait a minute, Tom. If I got A.J. Hinch, who's the manager, and he's hearing somebody banging on a garbage can, the first thing I would say is, hey, who's ever banging on the garbage can, knock it off.
It's easy to surmise that. I will grant you that. Again, if the commissioner is going to come down on individuals and not just the organization, he better have proof that, in fact, the manager knew about it. That may be tough to prove. I don't think he's going to cop to knowing that. But I understand that, yes, if you're anybody in that dugout there and there was a pattern of this going on, and it seemed like there was, it would be hard not to have at least an overview of what was going on.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV, stream for free on BR Live, or download the Dan Patrick Show app.